partying hard out here. Oh, my word. Dragon Con. They should call it Crazy Con.
Welcome to your first Dragon Con.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We have two very lovely ladies from the Brit track, which is responsible for all of our Doctor Who programming at this convention.
Lovely.
Joy and Heather, they're going to have fans line up behind them to ask first question.
Okay.
So who do we have first? Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Jace. My question is, of all the episodes of Doctor Who that you have been in, which one was your favorite to do?
Ooh.
Great question.
This crowd is spicy on a Sunday morning.
I had prepped them and I was like, okay, everyone, we gotta all pretend we hadn't heard the question asked yet.
Well, that's a very good question, thank you. So many. I mean, the thing is, I get greedy with these types of questions. It's like, what's your favourite album? And I'm like, Dark Side of the Moon, Ilmatic, or I mean, you know, I pick like 5. So, for different reasons, I'll try and be brief. The 11th hour, because I was under a lot of pressure and I got through it and I was really pleased with how it turned out. Vincent and the Doctor, because... Because we got to go to Croatia, and you know, me and Karen and Arthur got drunk a lot and we just had a lot of fun. And I loved Tony Curran. And then I really also liked A Christmas Carol because I thought it was the first Christmas special we did and the best one. What's your favourite episode?
Oh, Jace, back to you. What's your favorite episode?
Yeah, so there. See how it feels at 10 in the morning on a Sunday after Dragon
Well, there were 2 I really liked. So one was Don't Blink, was one of my favorites, and then Day of the Doctor.
Nice. Cool. Well, I was in one of those, so... Thanks. Next question.
I was wondering if you would call him out on that. Oh, when he wasn't angry.
I bet your favourite Doctor's David Tennant. Hey, I love David Tennant, guys. It's all love. You know, that's the great thing amongst Doctors. We all love each other. And we hang out and we talk about what it's like to be Doctor Who. So, sorry, I've got to stop talking. Next question.
Hi, Matt. You're my first Doctor and still my favorite.
Yes.
My name is Brenda and I'm from the Nashville, Tennessee area.
Nice.
And,
all right. They're from New York.
And I loved your Pandorica speech and just that episode overall, but I was just curious.
I like that one actually.
I was curious, did you, obviously the words were given to you in that, but were there any speeches that you sought out and to try to figure out what your delivery was going to be?
It's interesting. I mean, that speech particularly, again, like I think the first season that we did, season 5, was probably, in my tenure, the strongest. B, a speech like that, because at the stage I was at when I made the show, you know, at that point, no one really knew what my Doctor was going to be. And if I'm really honest with you, a lot of the sort of community were very sceptical about my Doctor and my taking it on because I was young and I was unknown and etc. etc. So things like that were sort of, I was kind of at that stage in my life a bit where I was going, screw you, world. I'm coming, and that's what's so amazing about Stephen's writing, really, and that part that it allows you to access all those bits of yourself, and so yeah, it was. But I just didn't know how any of these episodes were going to turn out. We really didn't. It was. We were really nervous, and then the 11th hour came out, and people sort of went, oh, it's all right, actually, it's not too bad, you know. And we were really relieved. And we had a big party. A bit like you lot.
I was gonna say, we definitely keep the party going here at Dragon Con. And you definitely were, with portraying the Doctor, brought that fresh take on it, and it's always a risk and a gamble to see how audiences receive it.
Yeah.
But it's been a great run for each of them as they've come. So the creators, the writers, everyone behind the show, they know what they're doing. So for anybody that was kind of angsty about the future Doctor, I'd just say let it ride, because you know it's going to be amazing, right?
Yeah. Really excited.
Next question.
First of all, you are my favorite Doctor ever.
Thanks.
And second of all, what do you think of the new female Doctor?
Sorry.
What do you think of the new female Doctor?
Oh, I think she's going to be brilliant. I think it's exactly what the show needs. I think it's brilliant that I think what's amazing about the choice is that Doctor Who it kind of refuses to be defined. Just when you think it's one thing, it goes, oh no, I'm going to be this, and I'm going to force you all to come with me, whether you like it or not. This is what's happening, and you might not like it, and it's going to put you all on tenterhooks for a bit, and it's going to, you're all going to be, and there's this weird kind of skepticism. But actually, I felt real warmth for Jodie, which I think, honestly, she's such a brilliant actress, and she's such a nice person, and I think that really, when you're playing the Doctor, if I do say so myself, you sort of have to be intrinsically, a good person in many ways, because he is, and she is, and I think I'm really excited. Yeah, and also she's from a part of England, she's from the north of England, and there's a sort of earthiness to her, and she's funny. I think she's going to be really, really good. I think it's going to be a good time for Doctor Who.
Building on that, did you have a chance to talk to Jodie and give her a pep talk of sorts?
Yeah. I have actually. I was like, good luck, mate. You have no idea. She's like, oh no, I know. I've got no idea, because what can explain, here I am, 4 years later, or whatever it is, 2 or 3 years, and then, we talk about this, me and David and people, we're like, it's such a mad journey, and here we are all still talking about Doctor Who. There's a Doctor Who ball tonight, for God's sake. What the hell goes on there?
Find out! You'll have to show up and find out.
I come as a Silurian or something, I think. Yeah, I actually had a bit of a costume on last night, but it was really hot. It was a cool hat that had a cool, I better not give it away, actually. Yeah, no, it was a fez, yeah. Sorry, anyway. Next question.
Hi. First, my best friend Emily Smith, she couldn't be here, so I promised that I would tell you that she says hi.
Emily Smith. I like your last name. Kind of into the first one, but I'm more into the second one. Have a lovely day. We're all having a marvellous time without you. Come on, I'm going to call it what it is. I'm not going to lie. We wish you were here, but you're not, but we're going to have a good time anyway.
My question was, you admitted yesterday that you're a doodler, and I've noticed this whole time you've been doodling.
Yeah.
And so I'm quite curious as to what it is that you were doodling.
I can't say the words because we're being filmed.
Yeah, it's basically, I doodle the same thing, versions of the same thing, over and over and over again, and it's, I don't know, probably, it's something to do with the deep psychological problems that are in it. It's just little faces. You can have them if you want. But the deal is, you've got to give one to someone else. A stranger.
Pay it forward.
Yeah, pay it forward.
Awesome, come on.
Sorry, the thing is, I am paying attention when I doodle as well. It's just, I think I've got nervous energy, so I sort of have to do several things at the same time. It's like I'm always singing a song in my head. I don't know, it's strange. Anyway, next question.
It's all the pheromones from the room, right? Keep you nervous.
Exactly.
Next
Hello,
question.
my name is Calden.
Hey.
You're my favorite doctor.
Oh, thanks, man.
I was wondering when you first figured out that you were going to be the doctor, what was your reaction?
Oh gosh. Nothing can prepare you for that, to be honest with you. It's where was I? I was sort of on a street, and my agent rang me up and told me that I was going to go and have this meal with Stephen Moffat and a couple of the head people at the BBC, and that at the meal, you know, and then I would be sort of formally offered it, as it were. And it's quite strange, really, because it's such a huge thing in Britain. It's so ingrained in the sort of in the cultural identity of the country, really. So it's a mixture of elation and anxiety, and then you're slightly intimidated by the prospect of this great big job that you've got to do because the doctor's such a wonderful part. But with me, I couldn't tell anyone for like 4 or 5 months. So it was quite strange, and I knew for such a long time, and people would go, you know, actors, that actory talk, so what are you doing next? And they've got like, you know, knowing that they're doing like 5 jobs or something, and I'd be like, oh, nothing. And a lot of my friends were like, you lied to me for ages. I'm like, yeah, they're like, why didn't you let me place a bet? And then I was doing like press for another job, and at press you like have round tables where, you know, 10 or so journalists will be sat there and they ask questions, and there was this other actor that I was working with, and I was sat with him, and the whole time they were like, are you the new Doctor Who? And I was like, because no one suspected me, because no one knew who I was.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had heard, you know, around town when somebody was like, oh, I've got the scoop, so-and-so is going to be the new doctor. You're like, oh, wow.
There was loads of that type of thing. So I felt very smug.
Next question, we're over here this time.
Hi, Matt.
Hello. It's a
My
jolly-
name is Jacqueline.
it's
Sorry, I'm
jolly.
super excited.
No, that's
So
very
my
nice.
name is Jacqueline, and today's actually my birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday!
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jacqueline. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
How old are you?
I'm 20 this year.
Oh God.
Yeah, one more year.
I remember it.
All right, will do. So clearly we are all like geeking out about the fact that you're at Dragon Con, and we're all super excited. So I was wondering, what is one thing that you geek out about?
Spicy bunch today. What do I geek out about? That's a good question. Well, you know, it's the same sort of things really that everyone else does, I suppose. I'm excited about different movies or bands. Like I'm going to see LCD Sound System in London quite soon. That makes me quite happy, I suppose. Music festivals. I went to Glastonbury recently. That was, you know, I mean, this is kind of, yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. It's an amazing, yeah. So things like that, really. You know, but I get excited to watch Game of Thrones. I get excited to watch, you know, like. Anything to do with Batman, I find quite exciting. Yeah, I don't know, really.
Those are really great answers.
Okay, good.
You covered, I think the whole audience liked at least one of those things, right? Awesome. That was a good question.
Thank you.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Ron.
Hey.
I can't say you're my favorite doctor because I grew up with the classics.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few that came before you.
Yeah. Well, that's how it should be as well.
My question is sort of meta. Your doctor enjoyed playing with the pond.
Yeah.
Calling Roy Mr. Pond and stuff like that. And then we had the Big River Sun reveal. What was that like for Matt?
Well, that's a very good question. What's amazing about those particular storylines is that when you're in the show and you get a script and you read it, it's a bit like you guys when you sit down to watch an episode. It's because it's like it's sort of an event really. You're like, whoa, what's going to happen? Because you just don't know, and they're usually late, so they're kind of hot off the press, and it's you're going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Arthur's dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Melody? Your mum? The hell? Oh my god. Yes. Drax is back. Oh my god. It's all these kind of a bit like you guys really. It's the same sort of thing. And I just to answer your first question, I just loved all of that stuff with the ponds. Come along, ponds was one of my favourite things to say. Come along, pond. It was just, there was a sort of, I like the way it sounded in my mouth. You guys, I don't know where to look. Next question.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Render. I have a question. What is it like to be the doctor?
Oh, very good question. Well, it's brilliant. But at the moment, I don't really know. Because other people do it. But no. It's the most wonderful part. It's the most wonderful job. And what's amazing about it is it takes 2 weeks to film an episode, so every 2 weeks you've got a completely different universe to explore, and wonderful actors coming in, the quality is so high. So it's as an acting job, there's such rich variety in it, and it's always changing, and it's always challenging, and there's a wonderful world that surrounds it like this, where you feel like you're sort of part of this very bizarre extended family, you know what I mean, and that we share a very, people that don't know Doctor Who, you're like, oh man, watch that. Like pick one of them, pick one season at least, like pick a Doctor, have one, and check it out, but it's not for everyone, but it's really wonderful. I recommend it.
To go a little bit further with this question, was there a significant thing that you did differently as the Doctor in the TARDIS to make a switch or a lever or a dial your own?
Yes, actually. In the first, I always tried to fly it quite sort of flamboyantly. I was quite skiddy. That's why I liked the first TARDIS, because I could fly around it, and it was quite. My limbs could run free. And I preferred it actually to the second one, because my limbs were more constrained in the sort of hexagonal shape in the first one, and also I could run in and I could run up the stairs and I could sort of leap, which I liked to do.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
I have 3 questions.
There's always one.
Regarding the Angels Take Manhattan episodes, when you were filming your last episode with Arthur and Karen, what did that feel like?
It was really sad because they were leaving, and they were just. They said, my great friends, and for that storyline to come to an end, it was. I found that as an actor and indeed as a character very difficult. Sad to lose the Poms, but then I got.
Never say never.
Right, yeah.
Never say never. They
Never
can come back in some way.
You never know.
Did anyone cry?
Yes, people cried. Not me.
Yesterday question that someone asked her to rate you on a scale of 1 to 10.
That should have been your lead-in question.
She said 0.5.
Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 at what?
Like how great you are.
How what I am?
What
How
would you
great
rate
you
her?
are.
How great I am? 0.5?
It was probably 10.5. I tried.
What would you rate her?
I'm going to call it what it is. Alex is a 9. I would give it that, but I'm going to take up this 0.5. I'm like, listen, I'm a 0.75 at least. Or a 1.
The only one.
Yeah. Flat thing getting it.
Right
Remember
around.
that? Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Now it's talking.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
Hi,
And I know coming to all these cons, you obviously sign a lot of autographs, and I'm wondering what's the coolest or most interesting thing you've ever signed for someone?
That you can say on TV.
Wow, I mean, God, there's so many amazing things that people build, and whether it be Daleks or kind of remote control TARDISes or things that people have cultivated over years that have signatures from Professor McCoy, everyone. Those things are amazing because people have put so much time into them, and in many ways, those things that people have collated over a long period of time are sort of priceless, really, because if you've got, some of them have people that aren't with us anymore, but what is quite brilliant and nerve-wracking is when you sign all people's bodies and they get them tattooed. Yeah, and you're like, oh my God. Firstly, don't do it. Secondly, and then you're like, oh my God, and you want to get the kind of signature right or whatever it is you're doing, and that's always kind of gnarly. Fun. It's always pretty fun.
To have somebody have your face on their leg.
I mean, that is, you're a spicy bunch, so I'm not sure how you But I once met someone who had me on her left leg and David on her right leg.
Where's Peter?
And you just go, wow, that is, amazing. Amazing. But, I wouldn't want to wake up. I mean, it's a struggle for me to wake up to my face every morning. Let alone someone else. Let alone someone else and someone else. Anyway, this is there are children in the audience. Next question.